my name's Sean Marsh. I'm the host for today, and it's so good to see you all here. And we're studying all sorts of new ideas and tools for chess educators and schools and tutors. So it's all exciting stuff. We have two main speakers, and I'm going to ask, first of all, is Arun in the room?
Hi, Sean. I'm going to speak on
Hello.
behalf of Arun. Yeah, I'm Raghu here. I'm the co-founder of Chesslang.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. So I'll just allow you to share the screen in case you need to demonstrate, and then over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, we can see that. Thank you.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank you. Say thanks to everyone who are attending this session. I am Raghuraman. I'm the co-founder of Chesslang. So we founded this product like 2 years back, and it's going pretty good. Like currently, we are in more than 64 plus countries, and more than 1,000 coaches are using it. Okay? I'll just walk you through what it is. So I'll let you know like what is the current problem that the academy or the clubs or the school faces. So let's say that assume an academy has a team of 7 coaches and then train over 100 kids every month. And it's going to be a tiresome process for them to use different platforms to take the online classes. For example, many users online coaching using Leechers, or they scratch screens using ChessBase. For an audio video, they use a Skype, Zoom, or Meet. For homework, they usually give via email or WhatsApp. For tournaments, they have to conduct Leechers or chess.com again. And for simultaneous, again, Leechers. And for any communications, again, it's going to be email, WhatsApp, or mobile. So this is the current problem that the academy faces when it comes to online coaching. So what we do as Chesslang, you can conduct all this from a single platform. You can conduct your online chess tournaments. You can conduct interactive group classes. You can play simultaneous. You can give homeworks. You can share games, everything you can do. Remember, it's everything from your own website. It is called white labeled. So we don't mention Chesslang anywhere. As Academy, it's like from your own website.com. Okay. And we'll go to what are the revenue opportunities you get. See, we got tremendous case study when we are doing it. There were so many academies from Africa using this platform. They got some government funds. And there are so many players that we can purchase the accounts from you. And you can also charge the annual subscription from your players. And you can collect entry fees to conduct the tournaments. As you grow, many new players will register for your academy. Okay? So that's what I'm saying, was 100% white labeled. Okay, so it's your own brand, your pricing at our service. Okay? We will integrate Chesslang into your own website. The integration just takes 5 minutes and it's done. Okay? I'll walk you through, I'll show you a few examples. When I finish this slide, I'll show you a quick demo over it. Okay, so what are the features that you have? You have an online classroom where you can conduct the individual and group classes. You can use the integrated audio and video, and also with the real-time leaderboard. This is a new feature that we have launched 2 months back, Chesslang Ask. So I can guarantee you and tell you no other platform, the current chess industry does as this feature, that when you take a group classes, all the chess players, let's say you have a group of students of 30 or 50, everyone can make a move on the chessboard collaboratively. I will walk you through that when I show you the demo. Okay, and you can conduct online tournaments for your academy students. And those tournaments can be seen as live. We will give you the public link. You can share that public link with the parents, or you can put it in any social media, and you can have your own brandings there. Okay. There are different types of tournaments you can conduct, quad tournaments, and you can conduct Swiss tournaments. You can conduct team tournaments. Everything is there. Okay. And we use engine analysis for all games. Okay. We check once the tournament game is completed. We check for all the moves, and we will show you the statistics. So I heard like, I know that we had a discussion yesterday in yesterday's session. I don't know, many would have attended. We had a session with anti-cheating. So we also followed a similar method rather than what Leechers or chess.com does. Like we don't tag any players as cheaters. We will give you the statistics, like how many moves and how many moves has been compared, played by the student, which is compared with the engine. So we will give you the statistics to the coaches and they can see it and they can take the decision. And assignments and homework, you can give any number of assignments, you can schedule assignments, and you can track even like how the students solve a particular assignment. Whether they trying to solve in one attempt or they're using multiple attempts, we capture all the attempts and you can able to see like how they solve the problems. And we have called game arena. Game arena is like basically your kids can invite each other and play with them. This is restricted as of now within the academy. Okay, so they are not exposed to other kids or other students yet. And you have share games. Like if you wanted to share any PGN or any particular games, you can use it within the platform. It's almost like a Dropbox for chess. Okay, and there's something called practice area. As a coach, you can give any portion, you can set up any portion in that platform and which can be practiced by the student using the engine. Right? Of course, you have a blindfold chess. The students and coach can play blindfold chess with the engines using various levels, and you can even play from any different portion you want. And we have a normal board features basically to make the moves and save the games in your database. Okay. We have open tournaments, we have public classroom. You can have your own custom ratings for your academy. And you can even conduct team tournaments and simultaneous. Okay. So what I'll do is like, I'll just quickly show you a demo and I can walk you through that. How does this work? Yeah. So this is the platform. So this is how the login page looks. Okay. So this is where the coach or the students comes and login. So what we do is basically, I'll show you a few examples. So let's take a website called chesstronics.com. This is one of the academy in US. They use as Chesslang, but nobody knows yet because they have a problem called menu called online classroom. So if you click this, so it will take to the URL called classroom.chesstronics.com. Okay. So you can see this. The classroom.chesstronics.com is here, and it has a different customized login page. So you can have your own customized login page as well. Okay. So I'll show you some of the other customized login page that we have called classroom.ica.net. So if you see, they have a different kind of customized login. And another example I can show you is like classroom.diplomatchess.com. So this word classroom, you can have it any word. You can use it online.yourwebsite.com or arena.yourwebsite.com or even chess.website.com. It's up to you. Yeah. So what I did is I'm just going to take a demo account. I'm just logging in as coach. So you will see all the features that I just explained you in the PPT presentation. Oh, sorry. By default, it's going into Russian. Yeah, you can change the language you want. We support multi-language as well. So let me go to English. If we go to Spanish, you can see everything in Spanish. So if you want it to be English, you can change it to English. Yeah. So these are the features that I just explained in the PPT, basically academy, simal, classroom, assignment, practice, board, shared box, game area, blind board, tournaments, and chat. Okay. So we don't have much time to go through all these features. I'll quickly show some of the key features. So let me go to classroom. So this is the core feature of Chesslang, like how to take classes for your students. What I'm going is, I'm just going and create a class. I can say type, okay, let's say lesson 1, something like that. So you can always use one-to-one or one-to-many. This is the kind of audio and video, okay? You can select the students or groups here. So you can either select a particular students or you can select a particular groups, okay? Or you can even put it open to all. Open to all means anyone from your academy can attend this session. Okay? So you can even schedule the session in advance. You can put some date and time and you can schedule it. So let me start this. Yeah. So what I did is like in the tabs that is next to this, like I have just renamed the tabs to Alfred, Adam, Anthony, Albert. So all these are students logins, which I just logged in and renamed it just for this demo purpose. Okay. So this is how the students dashboard looks. What they have to do is they have to just come and click this classroom once they logged in. Okay. And they can able to see the lesson 1 and they can click join. And they will be inside the session. So I'll quickly do it for everyone so that I can demonstrate a quick this Chesslang last feature. So the beauty is like whatever move you make on this board, it will be available for the students. If you see it, so they can see it from their own side. Okay. And we have all the basic tool to basically to draw diagrams like arrows, or you can click square highlighter using various colors. So all this is possible. Whatever you do on this board, it can be visible to the students. Okay. Okay. And the main feature I was talking about is public ask. So I'll just show that. That's an important feature. Okay. So you are connecting a group classes for, let's say, 10 or 20 or how many, however the students is. So you are keeping a position, and now you are asking the students, like, what is the best move for white here? Okay. So earlier method, the students may use to type the answers over the chat, or they may send it, or they can say it over the voice. Okay. But here you have a tool called ask. So you can have your own questions like what is the best move for white, or you can say white to play and mate in 1 year. And you can give some time control. Let's say I'm giving 100 seconds. And you can have your own customized points. And you can enter the solution here. So let's say queen into f7 is the solution. Okay. So the moment I click ask, yeah, the time starts running for the students. If you see, I'm in Alfred tab and the time starts running. So let's say Alfred is making some wrong moves, queen into e5. In the leaderboard, you can able to see he made it attempts and he got 0 points yet. Let's say I'm trying bishop into f7 then. Incorrect. Now I'm making the third move. It says 3 attempts and you got 8 points. Okay. So let's go to Adam. So let's say Adam is using 2 attempts. And Adam solved in 2 attempts, so he got 9 points. So for every wrong answer, a point will be deducted. Let's go for Anthony. So let's say Anthony is smart and he finds the answer in the first attempt. So now the Anthony goes to first place and he got 10 points. As a coach, you can see who solves in the leaderboard, like how many attempts they are doing and how many points they are getting. So if you feel the student has some problem, they didn't do any particular, you can always edit the points and you can either increase or decrease it. So this points gets accumulated across your session. So for every problem or every questions you ask, you can set up your own points and you can see the winners. Okay. One more thing, if you feel, if your student shouldn't see this leaderboard, you can always disable it. So once you disable it, the students can't see the leaderboard tab at all. Okay. So here you can start the video call. Since I'm already on this Zoom call, my camera won't work, but it works good generally. Okay. So let me end this. And here you can able to see the participants who are online. If you can even give controls to white, black, or both sides for a particular player. So without control, they can't make a move. Let's say if I'm going to students, and if the students try to make a move here, they don't have access. So only when you give access to your students, they can able to make it. Okay. And here you have a very interesting feature called reference board. So here you can use your reference, your own library. Okay, you can take this as your reference and you can take classes from here as well. Let's say if I wanted to take something, let's say I wanted to do double attack. So I have a set of double attack problems with me already preloaded, and I can use this, take this class. The student tab doesn't have any idea, they can't see your reference tabs. So only as a coach, you can able to see your reference tabs and you can make use of this library. Okay. So this is one of the important feature, core feature of Chesslang to take classes. Let me just go and I'll show like the tournament features. Like you can create a tournament here. You can have your own time controls. You can mention the format. You can either play Swiss, Square, or Swiss team. Okay. You can even disable the resign and draw options. You can start from any position you want. You can use any specific book openings you wanted to play. So all the games, all the games and all the rounds will be played from this position. Or if you wanted to set up any particular chess position, you can use it. So I'll show some of the tournament that we already conducted. something like this. So you can have, if you can able to see the pairings, you can able to see the rankings, you can able to see the live games, everything will be there. I'll show some of the cheat detection method that we use this. This is of the cheat detection method. So once the game is completed, we will analyze the games of all the games in that particular round, and we will show you the stats. So this means this game, the engine analyzed 39 moves. Out of 39 moves, this guy matched the engine first choice of 22 moves, engine second choice of 27, and engine third choice of 32. Okay? So if the percentage is more than 80-85%, we will show it in red. So there's high possibility this kid would have used the engine, but we don't show this as a cheater or anything. This statistics is available only for the coaches. This won't be available for the players. So the coaches can just go and click the game and they can see whether they have used the engine or not. So this is how the live games looks. Okay. For example, if I click this URL, you can share this URL with anyone, or you can put it on any social media, and you can able to see the tournament name and whatever the promotion you wanted to do. You can upload the images, you can connect, put your text, everything you can do. Yeah. Yeah. So what we do was like basically this is where you can see all the students' IDs. You have full controls to change their username. You have full controls to change the ratings. You can reset their passwords, everything you can do. Okay. So once you purchase it, we will set up the username and password for the students. They don't need to come and register. They don't need to share their email IDs or mobile number anywhere. So we'll just share the username and password to the coaches, and the coaches can share it with the students. So in this way, we don't collect any data of the students. Okay, and whatever the shared database or PGN file that you are uploading, it's completely secured, strictly secured. We don't have any access to it. We can't access unless you share your logins to us. Okay, so this is a database, just like Chessbase. You can use it. You can upload your PGN files. You can either merge with the existing database or you can create as a new database. And as I said, you can just share this game with the student. So you can just click share, and whatever to whom you want, you can share it. Again, you can share it to an individual or you can share it with a set of groups. Okay? And you can always see the shared over to. Like the student has to go to their share box, and when they click shared with me, they can able to see all the games that the coach shared with them. Okay? The same way, the students can even share their games to the coach. They just click share and it will share to the coach. Okay. And that last one is assignment. Assignment is another one of the important feature. This is one of the important features that we built when we launched it. I think many coaches loved it. So what we do is we will set up the files like this is one-time activity. Once you created the assignment, it will be there for you. And you can use this assignment to assign to the students multiple times. Okay. So all the assigns will be shown here. So if you see that, you can able to see the test, and you can see the statistics like this: whom you are like how many students have solved it, how many have attempted it. When you expand this, you can even able to see all the answers made by the students. So you can able to see all the wrong attempts as well. Do anything you can show? Yeah, this guy. Let's see. Yeah. So all the attempts, how many attempts ever the students make for a particular problem to solve, you can able to see. Okay. For students, like they have to go to their assignments tabs and they can able to see all the assignments that was given by the coach. For example, let's say I wanted to solve this. I just need to click, I'll get the board. Okay. The moment I open the board, the time starts running. So if I make any wrong move, the system will say incorrect. So only when I make the right move, it says solved and it goes to the next puzzle automatically. So if as a student, if a student is keeping multiple moves on the board, like making a move like this, trying all the attempts, as a coach, you can able to see everything. Okay. And this is where game area is about, where the students can able to see the other students who are online. They can invite and play against each other. And the beauty is, as a coach, you can also pair them. Yeah. So as a coach, you can also create the pairings. You can select whom white, whom should play black. You can keep the time control. Again, you can allow resign or allow drop. Again, you can make them play from any particular position you want for any practice. I think that's it to the demo. And for any detailed demo, you can just go here, go to chesslang.com, or you can use this link to book the demo with me. So I can walk you through slowly each and every feature inside the platform. Okay.
Thank you, Raghu. That was fascinating, and so many features on there. That was really, you gave us a very comprehensive run through there, and I thought that was excellent. I particularly like the feature where the tutor or coach or teacher could ask individual questions in the little question box. I thought that was very valuable because sometimes, the same question isn't suitable for all levels of player. And if you can tailor that question from the same position to different children with different questions, I think that's a fabulous feature. So that certainly stuck out in my mind as I mean, everything was impressive, but that was certainly something I'd find very useful myself, without any shadow of doubt. To be able to tailor questions like that is a very valuable tool indeed. So that was sensational. And what we're going to do is, if anyone's got any questions for Raghu about Chesslang, if you'd like to put them in the chat, and we'll catch the questions at the end of the session, because I want to make sure that the speakers get an equal opportunity to do the speaking. But so if you just put them in the chat, and then we may have time anyway to open up the panels again for questions properly. But I'm aware that we need to be fair with the time, and we've got another guest speaker, Niels van der Mark from Chessa. He's got something to show us. So over to you, Niels.
Yes, thank you very much. Welcome. I will share my screen with you. My name is Niels van der Mark from the Netherlands, and I would like to present to you the Chessa demo board. For a few years ago, when I was teaching chess in schools, it bothered me that in front of the classroom was a beautiful digital board that I couldn't use. And under my arm, I had a folding demonstration board, and I couldn't find a nail in the classroom to put it on. So that's how the idea arose of making a digital board. That's very easy to use on a digital screen. You do not have to install it. It's very simple in use, so you do not read a big manual, or you do not have to study how it works. What you see is what you get. And what I also wanted was, when I teach, I want to have my positions prepared, because when I'm in the classroom and I have to put up all the positions, especially when they're getting more difficult, it takes a lot of time. And at that moment, I'm with my back at the classroom, and that's never good. So when you open the board, this is what you see on screen. In a classroom, you do not have to use the mouse. You can just use your fingers and touch the screen. And you can add the pieces on the way you want. You see, even impossible positions are possible, because that was the problem with the chess software I was working with, that I was limited in my possibilities. And you can remove the pieces, you can put them on, and you can start your lesson, for example. Now I have prepared some positions. I will show you, and I will show you how the board works. You see the board, you see all the pieces you can drag on when you want to. So, and when you want to get rid of them, you put them ahead. On the top of this side, you see the name of, in this time, it's just a demo board. Normally I put here the name of the school and the subject of the lesson. At the bottom, you'll see a little button that is the underwater screen. When I teach, I don't want students to see. Here I can open a new set of chess positions. I can make a new set, I can open one, I can save when I'm done at home. I can even print, so I can make exercises. With these buttons, I can scroll through the positions quickly. Here I can paste a fan code from my chess program. When I put this on, I have a new screen, and I can start from the beginner's position, or I want an empty screen. And that's all. You can't screw it when you work with it. That's a nice thing, I think. When I teach, I close it, and here at the side, you also see open. You can get through the positions, and when you make moves, you can undo the moves. I will show you later. And here you can add arrows on the board when you need them. Okay. Well, oh, sorry, I was right here. Okay. For example, when I give a lesson about mate, I could start with this position and tell the children, well, the king is in check, he can't go anywhere. And the kids will say, well, of course, he can hit the queen. Okay, I go back. And then I add the white king and I say, okay. So I can explain a checkmate to the kids. I can put on the pieces. And when I've explained and we've looked a bit at checkmate, I go to the next position and which one I have prepared at home. And you see right here, I can add some questions for the kids because checkmate is always 3 questions. The king in check, at 1, can the king escape and can the king grab a piece? So now the kids can, and I can add figures. I can say, look, the king can escape here. So we have to give a check so the king can't escape here. Of course, he can't go here because the kings can't. So, and I can remove the symbols. So it's very, very easy in use. I think even for a teacher who isn't very familiar with chess programs, he can work with it. Now, and here we can make the moves and well, you can make it look, you can escape. But what you've seen very good is look, there's chess here. So here he can escape. Now we're going to give check so he can't escape. So that's how you're going to use it. And now I do it with the mouse, but of course in the classroom, I do it with the finger on the board. And even the kids can come in front of the classroom and show it with the fingers. Well, you see, I made some positions, double attack, and I can tell them things. I can highlight pieces who are unprotected. So can we attack an unprotected piece? And look here, this is a beautiful field for my queen. When I can put it here, it's checkmate. Can we combine these two, attack an undefended piece and give checkmate as well? And I think the nice thing is it works just like a normal demonstration board. Everything is possible. So it gives you absolute freedom in front of the classroom. And I would like to finish with a very short story about Koltunovsky. I don't know if you heard of him. He was a famous grandmaster and told everyone he could teach everyone chess in 10 minutes. So there was a guy in the cafe and he said, can you teach me chess? And yes, I can in 10 minutes. So he explained him the rules. And when the 10 minutes were over, he said, there's one more rule. When a pawn comes across the board, you can change it for another piece. And they started playing and Koltunovsky was white and said, well, in this position, dear opponent, you can resign because I move my king to c2 and my next move will be the bishop to d4 and it's checkmate and there's nothing you can do about it. So here you can resign. But his opponent thought, he said, well, in that case, I play my pawn and I change it for a king. And if you give me a checkmate here, this king is stalemate and stalemate is a draw, right? He said, no, you can't change to a king. He said, you didn't tell me that. You only told me when a pawn comes across the board, you can change it for another piece. So Koltunovsky thought, what did that? Okay, he said, okay, all right, 2 kings. Okay, now it's my move. And Koltunovsky played his pawn and changed it for a black king. And his opponent said, what are you doing now? He said, I only told you when a pawn gets across the board, you have to change to another piece. I didn't mention the color. So his opponent had to move with a king, and that was the only thing he could do. And Koltunovsky played a pawn. And he had to go back, nothing else. And then he promoted to a queen and said, look at this. It's check, check, and check, mate, mate, and mate. And I've won. Well, this is just a nice story for kids when you explain about mate, stalemate, promotion. And I think the nice thing is on this board, you can tell the story because we've got multiple kings. And well, there is a website. We offer the program for €29.90. And we are also going to deliver it with content shortly. And I think it's very useful at Chess in Schools. I also use it for my online teaching, but especially developed for teaching in schools. Well, I think that's the story for right now. So I'll give it back, then we have time for some questions. I'll stop sharing.
I love that. I thought that was very, very clear, very concise demonstration also. And the clarity of the board I thought was fantastic, and the ease of using it was really, really useful indeed. I love the little symbols with the plus and the minus and how easy it was to get those on the board and demonstrate where the king could and couldn't move. And I thought that the final story there sums up a lot of our experiences teaching chess in schools, because it doesn't matter how you explain things to children, they'll always find some way through what you've told them, some loop in your logic. And I think that story there with the Koltanovsky three-king checkmate was fabulous. I've not heard that story before, actually, and I know most of the chess stories going around, so I'm going to be using that one from now on. That was really, really good.
I'll send it to you.
Yes, thank you. Any questions, please drop them into the chat, or feel very free to unmute yourselves. We've had a lot of shy people on the conference this weekend. Nobody wants to unmute themselves, but by all means do. And I'm sure Raghu and Niels will be delighted to answer any questions. Let's see if we've got any in the... Oh, Philippe says, could you use this in the breakout room in Zoom?
Yes, you can. I think Philip knew it, because when we had the ECU course, we used the board. Yes, you can use it also online in the breakout rooms. I don't know if it works with different breakout rooms and sharing, but that's because I'm not very familiar with breakout rooms and sharing content. So, but if that's possible, then also this is possible.
And the other thing I liked, Niels, was the facility to set up illegal positions. And we use a lot of mini games.
Yes.
I work for Chess in Schools and Communities in England, and we use mini games all the time. And to set positions up on, say, like a chess-based diagram or something like this isn't always easy. I think it's easier now, but to have that facility in the classroom to set up a position that couldn't normally be reached, you had three kings on the board there, for example, for demonstration purposes. I think that's a really valuable addition to any chess software or demonstration.
Yes, and when you want to demonstrate, you want to use limited materials to make it clear to them. So, yes.
Absolutely. For example, if we're just teaching the basic pawn moves, and we've got a big king on the board because we have to, it's very, very confusing. The children want to know about the piece you're not talking about most of the time, because that's what children do. But
yes.
So I thought that was a very valuable addition. Let's take a look at some more questions. Alex asks, may we have the link to buy? So you've got a potential customer here. Would you like to drop the link into the chat there, Niels?
Yes, but there's one problem. I had a beautiful website, but it crashed on Friday. It's a disaster this weekend. So I'll leave my email address. Please send it, and I'll send you the link when it works. It will work next week, but my web builder was away this weekend, so I had a real problem. I sent
That's good timing.
Please send it, and I'll give you the information you need. Also,
Raghu, if you'd like to drop yours in the chat, that'd be a nice way to catch some people as well. But if you drop your link and everything. Yeah, let's take a look. We have a very nice story that's reporting back to the Three Kings story. What was the name of the chess player, please?
It was Koltanovsky.
Do you know who he was playing? Was it a named player he was playing?
I had a story from Herman Groten from the Netherlands, and he told me it was a grandmaster in Belgium, but Koltanovsky, yes. I don't know. Maybe it's a fairy tale, but...
George claims to have heard the same story, but featuring Capablanca against a Martian.
Yes.
Yes, this is all very good. How do you obtain Chessa for use in schools? I think we've got the link in there now, so that's fine. How do you get the touchscreen support?
Well, if it's a digital board in front of the classroom, then you can use a finger or the special pen that belongs to it. So that's how it works.
And Alexander makes the excellent point about the chess story. This chess story has been the most popular thing of the weekend so far, the Koltanovsky story. We should do a whole conference devoted to chess stories, I think. Alexander says, thanks for the story. A real chess player has to be flexible. And that's absolutely correct, of course.
Yeah.
We've got the details in the chat there. Please keep dropping the messages and questions into the chat, and we'll pick those up. We've got a little bit of time left if anyone else wants to ask a question in real life by unmuting themselves. For Niels or Raghu, they'd be delighted to answer them. I've got a question for both of you, actually, for Raghu and Niels. How long has your product been around? Is it something that's just happened this year, or have you been working on it for longer than that?
I would go for that. Like, we have been in this product using for more than 2+ years.
And is it still developing, Raghu? Is it still work to be done?
There are so many developments. And we completed the product, but we wanted to enhance it to further. We have further ideas to enhance it. So that's what I said. We are in more than 64 countries, and more than 1,000+ coaches are using it already.
I mean, that's a sensational number, and I presume you're getting lots of excellent feedback. If you've got that sort of number, the feedback must be good.
Yeah, that's right.
Good. And Niels,
just a positive comment from my side on Chesslang. I've not seen the idea of being able to show how many first moves, i.e. 22 out of 39. I've not seen that feature before in other areas, and I think that might be useful, particularly when a player gets a little bit more grasp of what they're doing as they improve in their chess. So I like the first move, second move, and the third move, and those mini stats. It's a nice way of giving feedback to somebody when they're comparing it to a computer.
That's a very good point, Paul. Paul also works for Chess in Schools and Communities, is one of our leading tutors, and he always makes excellent observations. And in fact, that is a good observation, Paul, because it also puts into context for the student just how many options there are available in a chess position. You know, most children, well, most adults probably just look at one or two moves and then that's it, and then they choose between those. But it's just knowing that there's 22 available moves in that position, sometimes it'd be a lot more, will perhaps open up their thinking a little bit and make them look for more moves than just 2 or 3 candidate moves. I mean, the brain's automatically filtering out the obviously bad moves most of the time, but it will put it into context for children that their choices are sort of self-limiting until their eyes are open to more possibilities, perhaps. So even if it's just a simple position with 1 queen and some pawns on the board, that's an awful lot of opportunities for different moves for a queen. Yeah. Niels, how long has your product been around?
It's been around, I think, about 3 years now. But the last year we're getting, we made a better version, and building the website, almost perfect. and for next year we want to get abroad, but also deliver the program with content, because I think it's nice for when you start teaching chess, you also have some content with the program, and around some mate in one position. Now you can name it. You've seen it. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, we've got a question here from George. Can you import chess positions into Chesslang or Chesser, or both?
I think both, yes.
Yeah, both, yes.
Yes.
Is that importing using the FEN facility?
Yeah.
Yeah, both FEN or PGN, both works.
Both works, excellent. Have we got any further questions in the chat? Let's take a little look. We're still getting feedback from the chess story. Oh, and not only can you import from something else into your products, can you save in PGN from your products?
Yeah, you can save it as PGN.
And a question from Tony Sanders. If I use Chesser, am I limited to an 8x8 board? I'm thinking about the much smaller solitaire chess model.
Yes, I've heard that before. We're also thinking about adding checker pieces. You call draws. I mean, draws.
Yes, yeah.
There are also some questions about it, but well, what we want to keep, we think less is more, so we want to keep the program as simple as possible. So I understand the question, but not at the moment, no.
Maybe when we meet again next year online, we'll be able to talk about
maybe
that.
Next year, Tony. Yes. Okay.
We are hoping to eventually return to conferences where we can all actually be in the same room at the same time. Yeah. But I mean, this is fabulous what we're doing this weekend. It's really a really positive step by John Foley and the rest of the team to keep something going under the very, very strange circumstances. Let's take a look. Any more questions here? Can you create tournaments for the students in Chesser and Chesslang?
In Chesslang, you can create tournaments. That's why I said you can set up like quad tournaments, Swiss tournament, even Swiss team tournaments. You can set up the normal position, or you can set up any positions you want, and the tournament can be played from that position.
That's good. And for Chesser, does that work also?
No, it's just a demonstration board. It's what you see is what you get. Yes, just a demonstration board with a lot of positions in it.
Yes, so it's a different, appealing to a different market, really, isn't it? The two products.
Different market. Yes.
You should join forces and take over the world.
Yes.
It's a possibility. Question from George: which chess engine does Chesslang use?
Stockfish.
Stockfish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you import a complete live chess study into Chesslang? Also from George.
If it's in PGN format, you can do it.
So anything at all in PGN will definitely go into your system. That's good.
Exactly.
A nice comment from Tony. Yes, you'll see me again. This has been a wonderful experience. Thank you for that, Tony. Feedback's always greatly appreciated, and everyone seems to be enjoying themselves all across the weekend. I mean, there's not much else to do really in the real world, is there? We can't go out anywhere, so we may as well huddle around computers and talk about chess. with all the chapters, yes, presumably so, George. If it's available in PGN, then that can go into the Chesslang. We've got just a couple of minutes left before we need to vacate the room to allow the next speaker to set up. So we've got time for maybe, a question from Omar. Does one need a laptop to run Chessa, or can you use it from a USB thumb drive or via the cloud?
Yes, I use it from a USB. I just plug it in the digital board and it works. So you can use it from USB, laptop as possible. But it must have to be a Windows platform, but just from a USB it works. You do not have to install it.
So it won't work on.
That's the problem in schools. You can't install in schools, so that's why it works on a USB.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, and Omar loves that comment. He says it's amazing. So that's really good actually to have that facility to carry around on a USB stick, so you're not carrying something around. And I was laughing, Niels, when you mentioned about going into the classroom and you can't use the school equipment and you can't find a nail to hang your board from.
Yes.
We're sort of crossing the 2 generation gaps, aren't we, here by
I think,
moving from the physical to the digital, but not quite owning anything in the school that we can actually use for ourselves, which is always a problem. Or the teachers using the laptop and they don't want anywhere near it. Will Chessa highlight checkmate if used as a demo game?
Now, just like a normal demonstration board, you have to highlight it yourself, but you can highlight it, of course. Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. So you won't do it automatically, but you can definitely do it yourself. That's fine. We've got 1 minute left. Just last check for any questions. I think we've gone a bit quiet on the chat now, which is fine. But I've really enjoyed this session. I think Raghu and Niels, thank you very much, because I've learned a lot from your demonstrations there, and it's given me lots of ideas. And I like everything you've shown me basically, and I hope that the rest of the audience enjoyed it too. We've got certainly lots of people in the meeting. Let's just check on the numbers. 41. There was 43 here earlier, so that's a very healthy number given we've got 2 of the sessions going on at the same time. Nice question here, rather nice comment. Great session, says Satish. We've got wonderful Zoom session from Arun. Thanks to organising team. That's good. Thank you very much. Thank you for the webinar from Etienne. Demonstrations and answers. Thank you, Etienne. Always very kind. And the great Anna says, great session with 2 exclamation marks. You know you've done something good when you get 2 exclamation marks, as all chess players like this, don't they? When we start to worry when we get 2 question marks. That's really disturbing, but 2 exclamation marks, will always accept that. So thank you very much, Anna. Thank you very much from James. Chessa will make showing chess positions so much easier from Busy. Yes, absolutely correct. I'm looking forward to sampling all his products myself and seeing what I can do with them in the classroom. A double exclam from Michael Sutton. That's 2. We've annotations now with 2 exclamation marks twice. So that, Niels and Raghu, this is your work that's done this. So thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
You've been voted
excellent. Everyone for joining the session.
No, thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see you again very soon.
Sure.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, everybody. See you all later.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, bye.